Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're going to hop back into our game with Bandar Log in Disciples of YouTube. If you recall, last episode we started a war with Miklin and Nazca, trying to help out Satis and Pan and prevent the Cancer Flying Nation from taking over the world. We had some problems though. We missed a turn, and we're going to miss a turn this episode too. So I have now for you turn 21. And we have kind of an upload schedule, so we're doing two episodes, or two turns an episode at this point. Unfortunately, what that means is I'm not going to be able to show you turn 22. So, Miklin getting attacked sent me a message saying, I take it you hate having forts then, meaning he's going to come kill mine. So we'll see, he might. We found a Pyramid of Life, nice, and then we found another Pyramid of Life in a Glen of Verdant Greenery. So these are pretty good sites. It's a Death Astral site, which fortunately I can use Death, so this kind of like broke me pretty well into Death. I only had one Death before this, and now I've got three. And then a Glen of Verdant Greenery. Where is it? Right here. This is a Nature 1 site, so that was really good. I got like my gym. If we look at my gym income, it just like went whoop, way up. Marian also has stumbled into some luck, aside from being unlucky. He has an alchemist guild here. I can't remember when he saw this, but I don't think I've talked about it. This is really good because he's an astral nation, and finding alchemists on an astral nation is really nice. For him, he already has fire, but it does break him into earth, so he can do all sorts of useful things with them. Unfortunately, he lost a fort here, so I'll just show you the battle. Bunch of condors and condor warriors, and then they just jump in and kill everything. Freaking great. He raided here. I think there was just some PD, and that was successful. Yeah, I can't. I think he moved up here and then came back and took this last turn. I can't totally remember. So I promise, now that I'm actually like going back and recording these, I'm going to be extra vigilant about making sure I don't skip turns, because it's really disruptive for you because you can't really see what's going on from one turn to the next. But anyway, it's going to happen at least one more time in this episode, and then hopefully it won't happen again, though I can't promise. Okay, so we took this. This was previously Nazca's. We're going to come in here and take the ocean. He could PD dump here, but whatever. I've already gotten my value out of these guys. We're also going to be recruiting the swimming men, if we can, right here to take this. This is a nice, pretty good income province, and that will definitely help bolster our luck. We attacked here last turn. This was Nazca's, and then what you didn't see was me issuing an attack order to move on top of this fort. There wasn't anything too terrifying inside of it, looking like it was inside of it. Okay, so we just jumped on top of that. We haven't broken it down, but I may sit on top of it still. We attacked here too. We finally got critical mass of these dudes. So what was the battle report for that? Banded Hills? We lost all of our Marcata, which is not good. I need to figure out a way to keep my Marcata. I need to keep my Marcata safe when I'm just doing PD raiding, because that was not very efficient for me. I mean, they're not super cheap. So here, let's just take a look at this. I lost, let's say 5 times 20, so about 100 gold. So if I only have this for a turn, it doesn't even pay. I have to hold it for like 3 turns for it to pay for itself. And then a bunch of my Marcata ran, so it's actually worse than that. Yeah. Yeah, so that was not very efficient. If I lose that many on a raid, I'm in trouble. Okay. Yeah, this was... There's basically 2 really bad events. You can get knights and barbarians attacking you when you take misfortune like this, and there's 2 versions, one where they warn you ahead of time, and the second where they don't. And this was one of the versions where they don't, so freaking great. Didn't want that province anyway. The Sun Nations Yeah, you don't... Especially early when you don't have people who can cloud trapeze and you have really bad map movement, this is kind of a nation you don't really want misfortune on. Because, I mean, right now this is Nazca's Dominion, and he definitely took it. The kind of nations you do want misfortune on are the ones where it's really easy to respond to getting raided like this. So, like if you have flyers and you can zap in, or if you have forts everywhere, so that if they raid, you know, whatever, they're just on top of your fort. That's not as big of a deal. This is kind of a problem, though. So, let's see, he attacked me here with this little shit squad, and I've got my god here, so... Yeah, that's not gonna work. And then I'm attacking him here, though this is not actually going to work, because he put a fair amount of PD, and he has these little shit guys. So this was my province, but he had raided it last turn, and then instead of moving out, he decided to keep his guys in it and put PD. And now they're going to jump back here and probably murder my guys. Yeah. Okay. So that's not really great. Now, I've got to kind of ninja my way out of this, because right now this is not looking good. Like, we've lost some we haven't really gained territory. We took this from them, and yeah. And there's this big army coming over my way in a scary fashion. So, what are we going to do? We've got to get rid of these raiders. These raiders we've gotten rid of. I don't know where these are going. So... and I need to take this back. Yeah. So, what to do? Well, we're gonna site search here. I'm not in a hurry. I gotta be efficient with this guy's turns, and I'm not gonna move him off of this throne without site searching it. So we're gonna search. Not too much is probably gonna happen here. This guy can move in a couple spots. He can move on top of my cap. That would be really risky. I don't think he's gonna do that. He's probably gonna move here, or he could move here. If he moves here, my god will... I'm pretty sure my god will kill him. I have enough PD that these little flyers are gonna get wrecked. They're not gonna kill my god before everybody swarms them. And with a little Marcata herd, they're, yeah, gonna be fine. Did I put him in the right spot? No, I kind of did. These guys should be like way back. He should be farther forward. Like that. Or maybe even like this. But importantly, we have just hit Alteration 4, and what that means is we can cast Swarm. So we're going to be patrolling here with Swarm, and my positioning's not great. Really, my positioning should be up here, so that by the time they jump in, my PD will be right around them. We're also going to patrol my cap in case he does jump on. Swarm should disrupt them pretty good. 4 gems is too much, actually 3 is better. Meanwhile, where's he going? He's going here, because he's got a little squad here, which could come raid me here. So, and there's a little squad here, so I don't know which one's going where, but there's a good likelihood they attack here. So we're going to be sending in some monkeys. We've got Bandar warriors, plus these guys who are going to get blessed, and we've got this guy cranking out Swarm. And then in terms of positioning, again, it's not great. I should move these guys farther forward, but we'll do it better in the future. Put it like right here, and that way the PD will be all around them when they attack, but a Swarm is going to be pretty high value versus these very glass cannon-y dudes. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how hard you hit when the guy has 1 HP. You could hit 10 damage or 1, but those bugs are going to waste a lot of their attacks. So, the way I like to think about raiding is... Let's say he jumps around and he just takes my provinces, right? And I run around and take them behind him. Well, he's kind of at an advantage because every turn he jumps, he's going to kill PD. And I don't know whether he's going to like consolidate and move a bunch of guys. And he has more flexibility. Like he could pick where he's going to go, like because he's in my area and there's relatively a large number of places he could jump to. and there's very few places that I would potentially retake. Like, I would try to retake this. So, if you're raiding, it's much harder to stop raiding than it is to raid. Because you end up having to, like, guess multiple provinces they could go to. And, like, if I wanted to kill this guy, I would need to protect against every single province he could raid to and attack that province. And that'd be the only way to, like, guarantee I get him if I can't do, like, a magic phased attack or something. Which I can't. Anyway, we got to get a little lucky, and we're going to use Swarm. So we're going to do Patrol here and hopefully catch him. We're going to do Patrol here, and we're going to send our dudes here, a little tiny anti-raiding army here, and hopefully get him. And we're going to keep a little raiding army here. Oh, I didn't finish my point. So, one option is you try to catch them, right? And now, that's the option I'm doing, because if you catch them, you're going to stop them from taking one of your provinces, right? So you're going to have one more province than you would have if you didn't catch them. And you're going to get rid of their raiders so they can't keep doing it in the future. If you follow around behind them, just retaking stuff that they take, then basically, however many raiders they have, they're going to just keep... You're trying to, like, plug holes in a leaking ship if you do that. Because they're going to jump around taking whatever... And yeah, you retake it, but sometimes they'll do a PD dump and you'll lose whatever you sent. Really, you want to... It's so important to be able to just get rid of raiders. And we don't have a way to do it super efficiently. Like, I don't have magic phase attacks yet, but when I do, then we're going to butcher them that way. But until then, it's going to be this. So yeah, we're basically defending everywhere, and hopefully we catch their raiders. And I think I'm going to have to tell you what happens because, yeah, I don't have the next turn. I think we covered all the events, though. So, did I send anything back to Micklin? Okay, so I sent a message back to Nazca. Not totally sure what our... Okay. Whoops, loud ape war sounds. Not totally sure what our plan is, but things aren't going to get better as those condors and sapayas start multiplying. Was thinking we wanted to help you guys versus Pan and Satis, but then realized how cancer your nation was going to be in 20 turns. Better try to make a play now than fail later. And so I just have a message to Pan and tell him that we're basically playing the anti-flyer game. This is, I really have to go over to my partner here and tell you because Micklin, while he has flyers, so there's two things about having flyers. One is you get to do attack rear, which is what I'm having to worry about fighting Micklin. The second is, and this is really what my partner's dealing with, is on the strategic map you have no idea where they're going to go. So it's very, very difficult to anticipate their movement, and you don't know whether they're going to split up and raid or whether they're going to bring everybody together. So you end up being kind of paralyzed, because if you move like a medium force around, then they could consolidate and kill your medium force. If you move a large force around, right, then you might win, but then they're going to go take all your stuff with raiding. And right now he looks like he's in raiding mode, but the second he wants to, he could say, oh, well, we're going to come back and like patrol everybody here on top of this one fort. So like all these armies could move here. So like he could move this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy here. So like, do we jump on this fort and take it? Maybe, right? Yeah. You really need, if we got something like, actually I don't even know if magic missiles would work here, or Seeking Arrow would work here. Yeah, these guys have 16 HP. Seeking Arrow is not going to work. And then he could start putting scouts and stuff in the army too. But yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do against this. Marian 1v1 is going to lose versus Nazca. I mean, the only way we're going to win this is if Pangea and Satis start pushing forward. Because right now this is just losing. I mean, you can't... We could get really lucky and start catching some of his raiders. But like, he took this fort, he's going to zap over here and take this next turn. And then he's going to take all this shit. It's just going to be freaking horrible. It's going to be really bad. And yeah, like, what is he going to do? So basically, and his map, God, this is the worst area. Like, you can't, especially because he doesn't have this, like, and this is all like slow map movement stuff, and there's no roads. God, it takes him so long to just get, and there's a throne right here. Like, he can't navigate this portion of the map at all. It's so bad. It's so bad. We're gonna get shat on up here. It's just gonna be bad. What I think we need to do is say, fuck this land. We don't even really want it. Like, let's try to keep this fort maybe. But, like, let's take all this shit. This is so bad. We also need to build a fort here. We're not doing that yet. So I think that's about it for this turn. We are researching, and we're trying to do little traps. I don't think I have next turn. Let me check. Turn 22 is missing here. Unfortunately, there is no way to get it. So that means I just have to tell you what happened. So, again, storytelling with Lucid. So what happened was he moved this army to attack here, kind of as I predicted, and he moved... I think he kept this army still, and he moved this army to attack here. We end up catching them, but because my troop placement wasn't great, they do end up killing most of my priests, or my mages. So like this guy dies, and I think this guy also dies. So that's not ideal, but we kill both of these raiding squads, and so that's nice. So these guys die, and then there's no raiding up here. We continue to sit on this fort, and after sitting on it one more turn, this fort cracks. But then I get to thinking, okay, this fort cracked, but I'm 2 provinces away from Nazca's cap, and I know he's making 15 Condor Warriors a turn. So he could potentially have like 100 Condor Warriors, or Condors and Condor Warriors. He jumps on top of this. So do I want to fight that? I know the answer, and the answer is fuck no. If you'll excuse my French. So, that turn, I basically have a decision. Do I try to storm the fort? Or do I move off? And I'm looking at it. This army also, I have an event happen next, or the turn after this. It says barbarians are about to raid here. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can't protect my retreat. I have barbarians that are gonna raid here. So I move this guy back, and I say, okay. Because what could happen is, he moves 100 Condor Warriors in here, and he moves 20 in over here, and he kills this army and cuts off my only escape route, and then I lose everything. And I don't know if I could recover from that. So the first rule of Dominions is not dying. So what we do is we leave one guy on top, and then we issue an order to move everybody up this way, to kind of get them out of dodge in case he moves a big army in here. And then I move this guy back to patrol here. And then what we'll see in the next episode, well, no, yeah, how that plays out. But yeah, basically I moved these guys here. And then because he had these failed raiding parties right here and here, and then Satis also took this back, and I think Satis moves a bigger army in here. I basically I send orders to take these 2 pieces of land back. So I send my pretender, he site searched. I think we found some sites too. I send him in here, and then I have I have a squad in here that I send down to take this back. What also happens is Nazca moves this army over here into this province and is going to threaten either one of these 2, and I don't know which one. But because Nazca just lost both of these raiding attempts, I'm thinking if he had won both those, he would probably say, okay, this guy sucks, I'm going to kind of come in and kill him and have a big advantage. So he'd probably jump on top of my fort. And it's really hard to predict which one he's going to do. What I decide to do is to defend both of these. So I end up, this one already had high PD because I was worried about somebody attacking it while I was putting my fort up. So I end up bumping this up to like 24, and I bumped this up to 24. And that gives me a lot of little monkeys. I'll show you what happens. Let's turn turn is already submitted and stuff, so I can just show you what. Here's what 24 looks like. So you get like 10 Marcata and then 10 different kinds of Avadis, and then you have like 40 total humans. So with that, I'm making these gurus, and I'm going to send a guru to patrol here and a guru to patrol here, and then I have rishis that I'm also going to send to patrol. The rishis are going to move and patrol. And then I also, in each province, I take all my mages off researching, and I have these guys just spam out luck. And luck is pretty good against these guys, against little glass cannon dudes. So, and I do that on this province and this province because he moves this army here. I'm not sure which one he's going to attack. And so I like MacGyver this defense that if he attacks either one, I have a good chance of winning. On top of both this fort and on top of this province, because I have a lot of PD and I'm using a good number of mages. So, but I'm not, he could also sit there and not do anything, and then I would just waste a bunch of mage turns. So it was kind of exciting to think about, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to, like, defend one or the other? Because it doesn't look like, you look at this and you see 70 sacred cancer dudes, and then I've got like 40 guys that I need to defend 2 provinces with. Like, how the hell am I going to do this? So anyway, we tried to like put together a shoestring budget defense, and that should lead pretty well into the next episode, even though I missed one of my turns here. Because next episode, you'll see what happens when this Nazca army moves. Does it move here, here, or stay? What happens here? Does he move 100 condors in here? Does he anticipate me not staying and like attack here? Does he try to cut off my expansion route or my escape route? You know, what happens? We'll find out. And then, you know, anytime you're counter raiding, they can always do a PD dump. You don't expect PD dumps with Cancer Blessed nations quite as much, but anyway. I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Again, sorry about missing the turn file, and I hope to see you next time.